So I had to pour a gallon of water on it. Sorry about that. I was like, how did that restart? It wasn't even smoking earlier. Crazy. It could be because we called in the energy and it lit the flame. When the spiritual guides showed up, that's highly possible. Okay, so to the next part, which is actually very cool. When because we're still going over cause and effect because there's a lot to it. That's why it's an entire class is cause and effect. Because of the fact that every word is an intention. When you're working on a spiritual level, every word is an intention and is often known as a spell. When you learn how to write through the Akashic records and you're writing your own path, every intention you have for yourself is a creation. Does that make sense? Okay, this is why we're still in the mental. We haven't gone anywhere past the mental aspect of it. So mentally, I say this, and on a spiritual level, I say, I need money. Oh, you need it, huh? How much do you need it? Do you really want it? How much? How much you need? And you keep saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. You're going to keep needing it. But if you say, I am creating a financial abundance of $150,000 per year income, this is my intention, and you write it in and you set it forth this direction, the universe is saying, okay, she's ready. She is ready to create $150,000 per year income. What steps are you going to take to create that income? Oh, I'm going to take the steps of 1, figuring out exactly what it is that I want to bring forth and what makes me happiest. I'm making myself happy because I'm working self-love. What makes me happiest, what is going to bring me into my happiness, and I love to do, that's going to be beneficial to other people, that is going to benefit myself. An equal exchange of energy has to be brought forth. Does this make sense? An equal exchange. So this course is $1,500, right?
Yeah.
That means I have created something worth $1,500 for the money currency of this world. Money currency of this world. Okay? But on a spiritual level, it's unlimited on its worth. But in the human world, it's okay. I'm working to get to this spot. This is what I want. And so, yes, I want to take this course. All right. So it's really looking at money currencies. It's very, very different in the spiritual world than it is in the physical world. But there has to be an equal balance of give and take. So with that, you are a teacher. All right. So would you work for $20,000 a year doing what you do? No, you would not. Would you work for $50,000 a year doing what you do?
Start thinking about it.
Okay. Would you work for $80,000 a year doing what you do?
Yes.
Yes, you would. You would think about 50. Depends on what situation you're in at that time and how bad you need that money, right? Okay.
Yes.
Or what the need is at the time. But thinking, okay, I'm going to be living my life in comfort. How much do I cost? This brings it to a whole new ballgame. I live my life in comfort. How much do I cost? So what is your life and comfort? How much do you cost? Okay, what is your comfort? Now, this is where it gets specific with thought form and energy work. Specific, because if you're going into this line of work, what is your comfort zone? Because you definitely want to tell spirit that. You definitely want to have that out in the universe. This is called manifesting with constructive thought. Manifesting with constructive thought form. So, with your notebook, if you're in this line of work, we're just using an example. What is your comfort zone? Where are you traveling to? How much does that cost? What kind of home do you live in? How much does that cost? Do you want electricity, or do you want to live off of solar, or do you want a power bill at all? How much does that cost with human thinking and where we're at? And here you are on a spiritual level. Where's your comfort zone? Because this is how you learn how to bring it from spirit to earth. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you're creating it from spirit to earth, your comfort zone, say where you're at right now is 80,000 a year, right?
Yes.
And are you comfortable?
Yes.
You're comfortable.
Yes. Could have more, but
It's like, now hang on just a second. Are you comfortable? I could do a little bit better. I could do a little bit better. Okay. You could have a little bit more if you want it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it in you? How do I want to word this, Dad? Yes, thank you. Okay, because I called in the Holy Father here. How do you want to create that extra? How do you want to bring it forward? You know how to run an energy ball. If you're looking at an energy ball and you're looking at it, because we're working on our psyche too. If you're looking in there, what is it that you're doing in your future that brings that forth, and how much do you make in a human level? Like, what kind of lifestyle do you have? How much does that cost? This is going to be part of class 1's homework assignment. How much does that cost? And what can you do to bring it forward? So if you're a spiritualist, how much do you charge an hour? How much do you charge for your courses? How much do you charge? Because in this, you're going to find that you should be making about $150,000 per year. And I'll tell you why. Something I learned over time. You're going to run into a lot of people that are going to say, I can't believe you're charging for this. And you're going to turn around and say, I can't believe you don't see your self-worth. Why wouldn't you want to pay for it? You see what I mean? Why would you not want to gift yourself with such a wonderful thing? Aren't you worth that much? Boom. They're thinking already. Because hold up, wait, what did you say to me? Because now you're talking to their spirit. You're not talking to their human self. You're talking to their spirit. Aren't you worth that much? Yes, yes, yes. How much is your worth? Oh my gosh. Did you know the human soul is priceless? Priceless. You are priceless. There is no price for you. You are unlimited. Your potentiality is unlimited. Now you're seeing it. Now you're starting to, your eyeballs actually, I see your eyeball doing what? The trick in the human programming is that they live in a box. when you're living a spiritual path as a human, you don't have a box. You don't have one. I have gone to Peru and back and lived there off of my career and been just fine. You see what I mean? I have traveled all over the USA on my career where people have turned around and they have paid my plane ticket and paid my room service and paid everything just for me to show up and teach them. And then they paid me my hourly rate. These are types of currencies, types of payments. Yes, you can swap, but make sure you swap at an equal value. Because if you don't, you end up with a lesson maybe you should have. And then you sit back and go, wait a second. Did I show myself value in this working? Because if you didn't, then where is your self-love in this? There are millionaires in this world because they saw one thing. They deserved it. They thought one thing. I am worth this. I deserve this. Whether it was past life, this life, whatever life they came in. If they were born into money, they died out of money. Do you see what I mean? If they were born into a slavery, they died in that slavery. They're here to ascend into a higher level of who they truly are. This is the most beautiful way of life, is to live it from a spiritual point of view as a human being. Because once you do, your word for yourself is law. It is law. So now we move to, do you have any questions? No? Hello? No questions.
No. I was muted. Yes, I was muted.
Okay.
I'm Friday. Yes, I'm Friday here.
Okay. I'll give you a second. All right. So now we're going to look at, because part of your homework assignment for course 1 is, who are you as a spiritual being? Who are you as a spiritual being? You'll have to sit back and really think about that. You'll have to. So now we're going to take it from with the laws of cause and effect, which all things manifest from, is thought. Now we're going to go into the spot of speech. Okay? So before you, see, I just roll with it now. I've been doing it so long, I just roll with it. So you're going to be able to just like roll with it. When you're talking with people and you're doing your healing work, even for yourself, of self-love, you're speaking to them as love. You're speaking to them as love. You're there as love to assist with love. So if they are saying, I hate this, I hate that, you're going to run across this. Okay, you're going to run across this. I hate, I don't like this. I'm that, I'm miserable. I'm this, I'm that. You're going to look at them and you're going to go, okay, let's find the solution. What is the solution to this situation? We're not going to call it a problem, because it's really not. Because with every quote unquote problem, there's a program. So what is the solution to releasing from that program? Do you see what I mean? And it could be governmental. It could be health and welfare, which is governmental. It could be poverty. Poverty is a program. It's a way of thinking. It's a trained thought form that is brought forward. So if poverty is, if you keep hearing the word poverty over the radio, over the TV, out of other people's mouths, and you're hearing that on a continuous level, say no, cancel out, delete, make void. These are very important words for yourself. Cancel, delete, make void. I don't accept that vibrational energy. Cancel, delete, make void. I do not accept that vibrational energy.
Okay.
I send it to source with love and consciousness, and I release it from me. Whew, that is huge. I release it from me. And you're speaking of yourself all the way through. Because of the fact that that is no longer that's no longer a program that you desire to have in any way, shape, or form, you don't want to accept it from somebody else. When you start getting around those vibrations, what you're going to find is there's a lot of karmatic dumping. Karmatic dumping is when other people are pointing their finger at you or pointing their finger at another person and putting their crud on them. And in that, you're going to feel that void energy around them. So you're going to ask yourself, is this person doing this to themselves, or is it a program? Okay. So in learning how to release from programs, you're learning how to put those programs into a ball of love and sending them source with love and consciousness. You don't have to touch the program. You just visualize it lifting up off of their energy field and sending it to source with love and consciousness. And I always, always, always work with my angels, my guides, and the higher forces of energy when doing this, because you do not know where their program came from always. Some of them came out of military families. Does this make sense? Military programs are some of the hardest ones to release somebody out of. So, or even the Mormon church. That was a difficult one as well. Because when somebody repeats something over and over and over, it becomes a ritual. That's what a ritual is something that is repeated over and over. So something repeated over and over is a ritual. So how do you interrupt that force, that energy? You replace it with a positive affirmation. An affirmation is when you're speaking something that has intent behind it. Okay, so the intent behind it. So when you're doing that, say somebody says, this person is abusing me, abusing me, abusing me, but yet they have not left the situation. Okay, you've been here, I've been here. There's a program that needs released from. Like when you were leaving Oregon, we removed some programs that you had to be released from in order for you to actually leave and feel confident in doing so. Does that make sense? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there was a matrixy that you had to have the door open to get out of. Okay, now we're going to talk about matrixy energy. Matrixy energy is energy that keeps somebody in a certain frame of mind or living a certain lifestyle to keep them without change. So it's a restriction. Okay, so it's kind of like sometimes you have to look at a matrixy like a Rubik's Cube. You got to move things around in order for the colors to match. Once the colors match, doors are open and they can get out. But then you got to close it. So you unmatch it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. That was how I got your energy out of Oregon. Was I had to find a door that matched with the color for you to go through. It had to be the proper timing and everything. I remember this. And you're not the first one that got moved out of Klamath Falls. Okay, but I went to Klamath Falls and saw that it had many ports to go into it. So therefore, it was an energetic porthole, but only at certain times with those doors open. And so it was divine timing. It was divine timing. There we go. All things happen within their divine timing. All things. And this patience is extremely important. Where are we at? I check my charge here on the phone. Okay. So, do you have any questions about cause and effect?
No.
Do you feel like we covered it with cause and effect?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to finish the first course with a question. What did you learn about cause and effect?
Yeah.
Allie, you put me on the spot.
Oh, words have the potential for getting
Mm-hmm.
so we have communication, and we have to be also very focused about our things and that message so we can be help. We have to think about our words. So we have to think about the energy, the greedy energy,
Right.
and good energy, and that's energy that I would have liked to have spreading to other people that I can have them and good energy. And I think about life.
Okay. So, good. Let's take a moment. We're going to just breathe for a minute. You can go do something for 5 minutes or whatever it is, and then we will start course 2. Oh, you did get your homework assignment for course 1, right?
You said,
No, I told you what it was. You wrote it down.
yes, and I was a spiritual teacher.
Okay, perfect. I will call you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.